we have the best experience. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're messing up what we have going on. And then I pulled you to the side one day after that meeting. I'm like, Johnny, man, like, why are you frustrated? He was like, Chad, man, I'm frustrated because these churches are doing people wrong. And I'm like, Johnny, I'm right there with you, man. I'm frustrated too. Like, these churches are doing people wrong. Like, I'm right there with you, man. Like, and that's when I really, you know what, at that moment, because I've been watching ever since I came home from college, 2002. When I started looking late night at my parents' house, I look at your show. That's when I started really getting into my Bible even harder. And again, my undergrad is religion and philosophy. So I started getting into your show. And then your show made me get into it even harder. And when I realized, like, this dude is really, like, getting into the word, and he's not talking about, you didn't say forget what your pastor said. You're talking about scripture is more important than anything else, and you need to know it for yourself. And then found out Bible sales went up even higher when you came into the area.
Some people changed their subscription from Danville B, Registrant B, and got in the Martinsville Bulletin, bought subscription because we were having so many
shows
published. Yeah, we were actually having letters to the editor 2 and 3 every week. Like, I would be in and somebody else would come in. Went on for 6-8 months. And so, so Chad, when I go back to that meeting, I think there are some things that are really worth speaking to. A couple of individuals in the men's Bible study that we were having. I remember, Chad, I know some men were being mistreated. I'm saying on their job because of their race, and individuals that have, been long in that job. I'm not naming what jobs and whatnot, but I'm saying they were long in that job. And you come in, and it's not like you have to, it's not like regular where you just have to learn the job and you kind of climb a ladder and then you get accepted.
Right.
They were having to, almost like a sorority where you are a plebe and you have to do pledge or whatever. And it's like, that is just not acceptable, and I'm not going to say it's going to never end, but I told you this morning, I think I told Charles this morning as I was discussing some neighbors that I had, man, Chad, we had a Puerto Rican guy that moved in, and one of the other neighbors started telling him, this used to be my grandfather's land. Did I tell you this?
Yeah.
I did. It was us.
I remember. Yeah.
And so, he basically says, my grandfather kept slaves, or his grandfather, somebody kept slaves in that tobacco barn. And he was, just really being abrasive about that. And the Puerto Rican guy went down and burned the barn right there. And I'm fine with that, because I know this other neighbor too. The guy is the type of individual that I just don't know what else to say until we remove that kind of thinking. And I don't know what he's got back in his history, but I'm saying he treats me the same way.
Right.
I really have to stand up big time for my rights with him. Right. And I've had to call the police, I don't know how many times. It's just, ingrained the way he was raised. How many, we're talking to the nation tonight, right? We're on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube, we're on the 2 states area, and we're talking to people that are saying, we wish this country would get better. Behave. Everybody needs to say, look at behavior where you're just being hateful and, I don't know anything else to say than I'd say, Chad, we're pouring our hearts out here. We're describing events that have taken place where people that may be at the meeting tomorrow, is it possible that some of the individuals that we were in the meeting in our men's Bible study will be at the meeting?
I'm thinking about 2 that might be.
So any of the individuals that are in this problem, having these troubles, are they going to be there, or?
I'm hoping.
Man, telling them to take their armor off?
I'm hoping.
Yeah. All right, so this is about the time where I think, I've mentioned to you, the community that Ian was involved here, and so I'm looking at the time.